all day, all day.
Welcome to episode 1.2 of Lock It In, presented by All Day Media. I'm your host, Bam. We've got Jacobs live and remote from Charlotte, North Carolina, and we've got DC back. DC, what's going on, dude?
Oh, it's great to have a bank account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That all worked out for you?
Yeah, no, everything's good. Feeling great. Ready to pod.
Beautiful. All right. So, Jacobs and I, we went 1-2 in our picks. We're not going to talk about the props. Those were, we're not going to talk about the props. So we went 1-2 on our Like It, Love It, Lock It Ins. It was a weird week one, Jacobs. I mean, a lot was going on. A lot. You had no idea what really to expect. Some rookies didn't really get as much playing time as we thought they would. What was your takeaway in week one?
Yeah. First of all, DC, great having you back, brother. Welcome. But yeah, let's recap. Let's do some definitely maybe. The definitely maybe is the Jets are definitely cursed, and while they are cursed, they maybe are still going to make the playoffs. I think we all know what happened with Aaron Rodgers, unfortunate situation, tearing the Achilles. But the rest of the team, the hype was real. The defense looked fantastic. Brees hasn't lost a step. Garrett Wilson is an absolute stud, and I don't know if they're going to roll with Zach Wilson. They're going to bring in somebody else, but they beat a very good Bills team on Monday Night Football. They only missed the playoffs by 2 games last year. I don't know what they're going to do, but I think they definitely have a real shot to still be a competitive team, even without Rodgers.
The Jets are definitely maybe cursed. I mean, it really depends on Zach Wilson if he can take it, because they have everything else. They have all their pieces in place, but definitely maybe cursed for the Jets. Clark, what do you think about the Jets this year?
I was devastated seeing
that sucks,
seeing
dude.
that calf muscle just tweak
4
like
plays
that.
in.
I was so excited for that team. I was high on them last year, way too early. I'm always too early on these things, but that was just terrible to watch. I also hated Aaron Rodgers my entire life, and I finally started liking the guy. And this has to happen. Are you kidding me? The Jets are probably cursed. Yeah.
Clark, what did you definitely maybe learn from week one?
Well, I think the Buccaneers are definitely maybe better than everyone thought they were coming into the year. Baker Mayfield's always been a competitor, regardless of his accuracy issues or just how he performs on the field. He will always fight for those extra yards on scrambles. These are probably the best weapons in Tampa Bay that he's ever had. And on top of that, Mike Evans, the weapon on that offense, in my opinion, even though I love Chris Godwin, not getting that contract extension's lit a fire under his ass, and I think he's going to have a year. On top of that, the defense returned basically every starter, and they looked great against what is supposed to be a high-octane Minnesota offense. So given the state of the NFC South, the fact that they also have the AFC South in the schedule, I think that no one should be writing this team off, and I don't think that win was a fluke. So I think the Buccaneers are definitely maybe better than everyone thought.
Yeah, Clark, that's actually funny because I had a very similar thought today, and you're going to see why later in the episode. But I was thinking about it. The Bucs, the last 3 years, they've gotten progressively slightly worse, but they went from winning the Super Bowl to losing in the second round of the playoffs to losing the first round of the playoffs. So if they're slightly worse than winning the division, losing the first round of the playoffs, given it's a terrible division, they're not necessarily a free win like everyone kind of assumed they were. I agree with that. I think that's definitely maybe something I learned as well.
I think that the Vikings showed that they were more frauds and the Bucs showed that they were real, but I do think that the NFC South is terrible. So we'll have to see. I mean, the Bucs, they showed out, dude. Baker Mayfield was putting shoulders down, laying people out. So it was great to see. Finally, had some pad studding, had some football to watch and talk about. So before we get into my definitely maybe, this is not a bribe. Like and subscribe to the YouTube, or we're going to cancel the entire show and I'm coming to Jacob's apartment and lighting it on fire.
For the
like
love
and
of God,
subscribe.
do not let that happen.
I definitely maybe think that the Cowboys are a real contender if Dak can stay healthy. I mean, that was a brutal Sunday night game to start out the season. But Dan Quinn, backwards hat Dan Quinn, just lit it up. Micah Parsons looked unbelievable. Malik Hooker was roaming in the backfield in the safety position. And, I mean, I thought DeMarcus Lawrence was, retired. But
yeah, no, he's still an impact performer.
He's great. Three-headed monster with Tony Pollard, Rico Dowdle, I think his name is, and Kevontae Turpin. I mean, they've got Michael Gallup, Brandon Cooks, Jake Ferguson, CeeDee Lamb, obviously. I think the Cowboys are contenders if Dak doesn't throw as many picks as he did last year.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. I wish we got to see more. The game was such a barn burner. I wanted to see more CD, see if Dak really was making a turn for the better this season like he said he was all summer. We'll obviously see that in the coming weeks. I agree. I have the Cowboys taking this division. I think the Eagles look like their offense may have lost a step last week. It's obviously a week one, early overreaction maybe. Patriots are good defense, but I definitely think that division is up in the air. You can't just write it off for the Eagles. I think the Cowboys look good. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, I think the NFC East. I think the NFC East is definitely up for grabs. So we'll have to see what that looks like. Let's get into some picks. Week 1 in the books. It was weird. It was football. I mean, we kind of expected it to go unexpected. So let's get into some picks. Jacobs, do you like it, love it, lock it in? Talk to me.
We're gonna start off with the like it, and as a Lions fan, this absolutely pains me to say, but I like the Bears +3 against the Buccaneers. Like I said, there's a week 1 overreaction, and I'm going to fade that. I think this is where you take the inverse of what happened in week 1. I think you had surprises from both these teams. The Bears obviously being more terrible than everyone expected, and the Bucs being not as terrible as everyone expected. The Bears looked like pretty much the exact same team we saw last year, but we have to consider the Packers have always had their number. They did spend a lot of money and make a lot of improvements to the team this offseason. And let's not forget the Bears last season, a lot of close games. They played in 8 games decided by 1 possession, went 1-7. 4 of those games decided by a field goal or less. They went 1-3. I think it's hard not to take the Bears and the points against a team that is still a giant question mark in the Bucs, and a team that last year played very close games in the Bears.
Clark, what is your pick that you like?
That's funny because I like the Bucs.
Oh,
I just got done talking about. It's funny actually. The first note I have here is they're playing the Bears. That was supposed to be an improved team, and I get it. That was a tough matchup against a team that historically owns them. However, they weren't able to do anything at all on either side of the ball. And I mean, I like what I saw from the Bucs. I think that if you were to in a vacuum, I think that the Vikings would probably put up more points than the Packers would. I put more emphasis on the Packers' defense as to why they're so good. I think that the Bucs returning that defense is going to be able to stymie that Bears offense, and I think that Baker's going to be able to put up enough points.
all right. Liking the Bucs, we got conflicting picks for I think the first time in the show's history. So, like the Bears on Jacob's side +3, and then like the Bucs on Clark's side -3. I was looking at the AFC South, and I thought to myself, none of these teams looked great. But you know what I do like is the Browns -2 against the Steelers. The Steelers could not do anything against the Niners. Granted, it is a Niners defense who is probably top in the league. 1 game under their belt with a new offense. The defense looks great. Jim Schwartz at defensive coordinator was able to dial up some really good plays. Myles Garrett was literally crossing over the center in the middle of a play, just goofing around in the middle of a game. If that doesn't tell you anything, I don't know what does. Deontay Johnson's injured for this game, and I don't think the Steelers are going to be able to really put up enough points against this Browns defense. So I do like the Browns -2.
You know I'm a big Browns guy. The thing I like most in that bet, though, is Kenny Pickett looked like absolute dog water last week. So I
really
like that.
did.
Missing throws left and right.
So we like the Bears, we like the Browns, and we like the Buccaneers. Jacobs, what do you love?
This is an objective opinion, but I love the Detroit Lions -6 at home against the Seahawks.
Not biased.
It is not biased. It's a revenge game from last year. They lost 48-45 despite most of the team being out. The Lions averaged 33 points a game at home last year against 19 on the road. Jared Goff is different at home. Ford Field is going to be the loudest it has been since Week 5 of 2011. The notorious Javid Best Beastquake. We might see something similar from Jahmyr Gibbs. I think the Lions win by double digits. They're not losing to the Seattle team, especially at home.
What a callback, Jacobs. Javid Best. What year was that, 2015?
2011, Week 5.
Wow. Only you would remember that. So the Seattle Seahawks and the Lions, we've got some bad blood. I've never liked us against the Seahawks, but I do like us this year because this is the brand new Lions, not the same old Lions. I love the Baltimore Ravens +3.5 against the Bengals. So last year, the Bengals in Week 2, they lost to a Cooper Rush Cowboys team. The Ravens, they should have Mark Andrews back, and I feel like the Bengals always start slow. Like, Joe Burrow missed some training camp. I know that he has chemistry with the wide receivers and everything, but you can't discount that he's not had as much work with the team as a lot of other quarterbacks. Like I said, Mark Andrews is coming back, and The Bengals only beat the Ravens by 7 points against Tyler Huntley last year, and they only won because Sam Hubbard had that scoop and score fumble against a Tyler Huntley-led offense. So Burrow historically starting slow. It's an AFC South divisional matchup. Plays it close. I mean, I love giving the Ravens a field goal plus 3.5. So, whoa. Whoa, wild card. What's up, dude? I didn't see you there. What's up, dude?
How we doing?
Dude, I'm doing great. What you got a take for us?
Yeah,
or?
I got a nice little 6-leg parlay here cooking.
Whoa!
Yeah. Hey, Cubs.
Let's hear it, wild card.
All right, so I got Big Kirk Cousins out of Michigan State University and the Vikings versus the Eagles money line. Vegas plus 9.5 versus the Bills. Got Baltimore against Ohio because Browns aren't really a team, money line. The Bears against Clark's Bucks. They're going down. And then I got Jahan Dotson, Scary Terry versus the Broncos. And then kick it off for the last one, Saints versus the Panthers, your hometown team for the moment right now, Cobbs.
What are the odds on that parlay wild card?
The odds are plus 15,000 actually.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Juicy.
Bam.
Yeah.
We got an issue.
What's the issue?
We're releasing this Friday, and the Vikings play on Thursday night.
He's the wild card, dude. So wild card. I love that take. First of all, plus 15,000, juicy value.
Juicy value.
Very
value.
juicy.
I've got about $10. That's my unit.
Okay.
All right. That's my unit to win about 2,100.
Value. That's value.
Yep.
There is one wild card issue. First of all, Baltimore Ravens versus Ohio. While that's not false, they're playing the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah.
Same thing, Ohio.
Yep.
And the Vikings are going to play on Thursday night. So this is coming out on Friday. We're recording here on a Tuesday because we're all day, every day guys, right? We all have we got busy schedules. Tuesday's the best day for us. So we'll have to see Kirk Cousins, Big Kirk, Kirko Bangs, Kirko Chains. You've got him. You got the Vikings money line against the Eagles.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
All right.
Jalen Hurts. I don't think he's got what it takes. And
that hurts.
Big Kirk is out of Michigan State. You know he's a native. So
Dog.
He's gonna take it home. Take home the W.
Dog. And that is going to happen on Thursday. So we'll have to see how that gets released. Thank you very much, Wildcard, for your value picks. 6-leg parlay, lock that in, plus 15,000. Back to our regularly scheduled program. We've got Clark back in his seat. Did he keep it warm for you at least?
Oh, yeah, it feels good.
Okay, cool. Do you have a pick that you love this week?
I mean, I love the Chargers -3. I'm
love
sick
that.
and tired of the disrespect to Justin Herbert. This man is a fucking phenom. This team's going to have a chip on its shoulder after losing a close one to the Dolphins last week. I expect the Titans to have the same mentality, losing a close game to the Saints. I think they're going to feed Derrick Henry, unlike last week where they gave him 15 carries. That makes no sense. But I think the Chargers' offense will be too much for the Titans to handle. You got Keenan Allen still fully healthy. Austin Eckler is still him. Full game of Mike Williams. Joshua Kelly might actually be featured because
he ate last week.
Points.
He did eat.
Yeah, and I also like the back half of that defense to make enough plays down the stretch against an aging Ryan Tannehill. So I think the Chargers cover 3 pretty easily here. I love it.
Love it. I'm really liking our picks so far, boys. I mean,
I'm going.
Yeah, that's the kiss of death. Clark, you know I'm a huge Chargers guy, but I do like that poll. I think covering Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle might be the hardest receiver duo to contain in the entire league. It'll be definitely a little bit smoother sailing. It's a Tannehill-led Titans.
right. So we like it. We love it. Now it's time to lock it in. Jacobs, what pick are you absolutely, positively 100p locking in this week?
Well, I mentioned it earlier, and I think you sometimes need to just go off the inverse of week 1, and that's why I'm locking in the Chiefs -3. Obviously, the tough loss to the Lions. I mean, best team in the league. That's going to happen. But the Chiefs have not lost back-to-back games since week 3 of 2021. They're -3 against the Jags, who showed a lot of rust last week. The defense does not look like it's improved. There was a lot of points on Sunday. It looked like they were going to lose to the Colts. I'm taking the Chiefs -3. I'm trying to find out if Travis Kelce is playing or not. All I'm seeing is that he's apparently dating Taylor Swift, which might actually bode poorly for my bet. But I just don't see the Chiefs losing back-to-back weeks. They're going to win.
Yeah, Kelsey. He tried to give Taylor Swift his number when he was at the Eras Tour, and somehow they've connected. Crazy, right? A star tight end in the NFL got with Taylor Swift, but yeah, they're not official.
Good luck to him.
But yeah, so locking in the Chiefs, even though Travis Kelce has got himself a new girlfriend, debatably definitely more famous than Travis Kelce.
It's going to be a great song when they break up.
I think it's a good decoy. You can't find out if he's playing or not because that's all that shows up if you Google him.
Jacob's locking in Chiefs -3. Clark, what pick are you locking in this week, brother?
I feel like I've been talking about a lot of the same teams, but I think that it's really easy. That I'm locking in the Packers -1.5 this week. Jordan Love was more than serviceable. Everyone was kind of worried about him. Rookie tight end Luke Musgrave almost had 2 walk-in touchdowns last week. And that is a little bit of a knock on Jordan Love. He didn't exactly get the ball right on the money, but I think another week is going to be able to hammer down that chemistry. The offense is going to look good, especially if they add Christian Watson this week. I know he's non-committal right now. But adding him in, it's going to take the pressure off Romeo Doubs, who also had 2 touchdowns last week. It looks like they have a lot of potent weapons. On the other side, they're playing the Falcons, and Bijan was disgusting on that touchdown grab. Algier makes it a nice 2-headed rushing attack. I know they're going to ease Bijan in more, but that's the Falcons' game plan. It's run the ball. And I like this defense. The Falcons still haven't proven they can win the game by throwing the ball. The only thing that's stopping the Packers is Aaron Jones' availability, and it seems like that's not even that serious. So I'm locking in the Packers -1.5.
All right, like that a lot. Locking in Packers -1.5. I am locking in the Dolphins -2.5. They're playing the Patriots in Foxborough. The Pats looked very mediocre in the rain in the beginning of that game. I know it was rainy. They did turn it on at the end, but I think Mike McDaniel has absolutely unlocked that offense. And looking back the 4 games of this series, the Dolphins have won 3 of the last 4 meetings. And, some could say Bill Belichick has lost a step, but regardless, Tyreek Hill is absolutely him, and a healthy Tua is accurate, and he's just a winner, dude. Tua finds ways to win. I mean, they went toe-to-toe with the Chargers offense. They pulled it out in L.A. They should have no problem winning by a field goal or more against a Pats offense that has minimal weapons. So I'm locking in the Dolphins -2.5. New segment alert. But we're not going to release the new segment unless or until you guys subscribe to the YouTube. So after you guys subscribe to the YouTube, you can come back after you subscribe and listen to the new segment. The new segment we're going with is Immaculate Teaser. This is a teaser that cannot and will not lose. It's a perfect teaser. If you don't know what a teaser is, it's where you take the lines and you give an extra 6 points. So we're each going to add 1 pick to the Immaculate Teaser. Jacobs, I'll go to you first. What is your pick that you're adding to the Immaculate Teaser that definitely won't lose?
Disclaimer, we're all putting $100 on this tease. My contribution to the teaser is going to be the Lions Seahawks over. I don't care if it's square. I talked about it earlier. Lions 33 points per game at home. It was a 93-point total last year. Absolute track meet. It's in the Dome. I think the Seahawks are due to bounce back to some degree, even though I think we're still going to wipe them. But there's going to be points. You're getting 6 points back. I'm not sure where that'll buy it down to by the end of the week, but it's something in like the mid-40s. I mean, I think the Lions are good for 31 at least, and I think that's pretty safe.
Okay. All right. I don't see how that doesn't happen.
I think that's fair.
Clark, you got a Immaculate Tease that definitely will hit?
Yeah, I'm piggybacking off of your definitely maybe pick, and I'm taking the Cowboys -3.5. I absolutely hate having a hook, especially buying the 6 points down. But with that Aaron Rodgers injury and Zach Wilson filling in, I mean, I highly doubt they're going to have a replacement by this week. And who they're going to even pick up? Joe Flacco? I don't
Colin
know.
Kaepernick,
I don't
maybe.
know who can fix it. That's not happening either. But I just don't know who they can slot in to fix it. And, I mean, that Bills team, everyone knows they're good. Josh Allen's a phenom, even though he makes a lot of mistakes. That defense, very good. I mean, some are saying they're going to take a step down. But I saw that Cowboys defense on Sunday night, and it looks a little scary.
They were violent, bro.
I feel like they would have murdered the average person if they were on the field.
You see what Micah Parsons said? He said, "I would have protected Daniel Jones."
Yeah, no, he probably needed it. But I think I just think it's going to be too much. I have faith in CeeDee Lamb and Tony P pulling through, scoring a whole bunch of points, and I think Cowboys -3.5 is going to be super easy.
All right, I love that a lot. I mean, definitely don't see how that loses. Knocking on some wood right here. My Immaculate Teaser also will not lose. Chargers +3. The Titans offense is absolutely atrocious. Tannehill threw 3 picks. The Chargers obviously looked amazing against the Dolphins. They put up, 33 points. And they kept it close. They obviously went toe-to-toe with them. Just couldn't finish a close game there against Miami. But the Titans, they're just not a match for Justin Herbert and the Chargers. So we're buying down a 3-point favorite all the way to +3. And I'm knocking on wood, like I said, but no way the Chargers lose +3 against the Titans. So they're not going to lose, and you give them a field goal for even more of a safety net. The Immaculate Tease is brought to you by All Day Media. Like and subscribe to the YouTube. Cobbs, you've got over Detroit, Seattle. Clark, you bought the Cowboys down to -3.5, and then my pick was the Chargers +3. Let's finish up the show, and we'll wrap it up with a new version of Propalicious. This is going to be just anytime touchdown score. The props got a little bit messy with some injuries and everything like that, so we're getting Propalicious up in here. Clark, I'll go to you first since you're my main prop guy. What player is scoring a touchdown this week, do you think?
I'm on Calvin Ridley huge this week. I think the Chiefs are going to have a bounce back, like Jacob said. The Chiefs haven't lost a back-to-back game since 2021. And I think they're going to have Travis Kelce back this week, maybe, as long as Taylor Swift isn't pulling him off the field. I'm expecting the Jags to throw the ball a lot. The addition of Kelce into that offense is going to open up everything. And I think the Jags are going to be playing from behind, throwing the ball, and he's the obvious number one option. Also, this Chiefs defense just gave up a touchdown to a featured receiver in Detroit, in Rum St. Brown. So I think even if the Chiefs are able to stop the Jags offense within the 10, they'll find a way to get the ball in Calvin's hands. I love Calvin Ridley to score a touchdown this week.
Speaking of Rum St. Brown, bonus bet from last week, Dave the Sharp, he did have that as first touchdown plus 1,100. Absolute snipe from Dave. Rum St. Brown is back.
Yeah, he is.
Okay. All right, so my anytime touchdown scorer, we're going to go with Nick Chubb. I mean, it goes without saying, he is obviously a huge part of the Browns offense, and he didn't score last week. Definitely took that in a parlay. It's as simple as he's due to score a touchdown in that Browns offense. So we got Nick Chubb, Calvin Ridley, and Jacobs. Who is your time touchdown scorer of the week?
Yeah, I like both those. Nick Chubb also had a good game last week, so I do like the he's due logic. Clark mentioned getting Kelce back. Well, the Bengals are looking to get someone back, too. He actually didn't even miss the game. He just didn't touch the ball. And his name is T. Higgins. He got 8 targets last week. It was obviously a tough game for the entire Bengals team, and especially Joe Burrow. I think it's a comeback week for Burrow. With the Ravens, I expect actually a high-scoring game, and the Ravens secondary is very banged up. Couple injuries to safeties and corners. I like the big red zone target, 85, T. Higgins, anytime touchdown.
All right. Okay. So we got an anytime touchdown score. We got an immaculate teaser. We got like it, love it, lock it in. Disclaimer, we are recording this on Tuesday, so if anything changes, don't hold us accountable. But I think I like what we got, boys. What do you think? Anything else we missed?
I'm not sure we're missing a bet this week.
9-0?
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
9-0. You heard it here first. If we go 9-0, you're legally
That's literally
obligated.
not possible, but Clark and I faded each other.
Sure, that's right. Yeah.
8-1, you are legally obligated to like and subscribe if we go
I'm not
8-1.
losing.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to episode 1.2 of Lock It In, presented by All Day Media. Catch us on Friday, and we will see you guys next week for episode 1.3. Lock it in. How was that?
Yeah, it probably needs to be redone.
All right. We can redo that.
I don't know if I love the rum. That's a little bit too much of an inside joke in my opinion.
We were at the bar and the table next to us was like, like, dude, it was catching on. Go ahead and
I'll just do it normal.
No, what if Clark says St. Brown and then bam, you just go like rum. Like subtly though, like
Okay,
not like
that's good.
super obvious.
so you can give that take again.
It's subliminal messaging. It's
Yeah, St. Brown.
All right, so from the
And
top.
then Jacobs, you just say
From the top. Another featured receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown on the Lions. Rum.
St. Brown.
Shit.
All right, fuck it. Retake it. Howie said he didn't like it. That's what he's here for.
So we're not rum.
No, you can rum.
I should rum. Yeah, I know. Rum. Yeah. Last week, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Oh my God.
Rum Rum Russ St. Brown, and then I think I got something in my back pocket. Rum Rum Russ St. Brown, straight up.
Okay.
All right.
Rum 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 St. Brown.
Well, no, not like that.
Shit! Touchdown to a featured receiver in Amon-Ra St. Brown.
You did it again.
We're keeping it. I'm not doing it again.
Shit, type in Rum Rum Ra on there so you don't do it.
It fucking is.
All right, just say Rum Rum Ra St. Brown, and then I've got something to cap it off and pull it full circle.
All right, so I'm capping touchdown to another number one option and Rum Rum Ra St. Oh my fucking god, dude! I can't do this. I actually can't do this.
What was wrong with it?
Yeah, wait, what was wrong?
You literally were like in the middle of singing. You're like, fuck.
Back to it. Take a drink. Take a drink. Hit a Dan too. Give your take. But Tom,
You're a worse actor than Vincent Chase. You're more handsome, though.
That's just not true.
Cut. Did you watch the Stephon Diggs?
She got a call in now. I don't think that you should work tomorrow. She said, first of all, I'm still going in like Rich Homie Quan, but with you and me, God, man, it feels so intense. I already seen that movie, but I will go again with you. I got a few I've been tending to, but tonight, I forgot all about them.